There was a time where you said between words you do not say or for a specific reason. Just pause. But since I heard you say that, I've been listening carefully. You do indeed never cast ums or ers. I still occasionally do. But the reason that holding a silence over including filler words is because including filler words is normally a sign that you need to fill the silence because the audience that you have need to listen to something. When in reality, the audience you have only need to listen to what's relevant and what you say that you believe is important. If you fill the silence with random noise, you are telling the audience that what you are producing that is important is also random noise. So if you walk onto a stage and you want the audience's attention, being silent often gives you much more power than feeling the need to fill the silence. Because not many people are comfortable with silence. You have a suggestion instead of clicking spells in the spell book. I know exactly what you're going to say, and I'm going to do it. I know exactly where you're going. Watch. Well, if you're silent in a Twitch stream, we'll just switch video. Yes, Wes. This is another beautiful example of when I'm discussing generalities and you want specifics. There are, of course, different disciplines to performance. There is the Twitch stream, there is the theatre, there is film and TV, there is live performance, live art, spoken word poems, all that jazz. And so being silent on a Twitch stream means that people may just find another stream. It's not to disagree, I'm just bringing another point. A lot of people bring lots of other points, and what those points generally have to be is addressed. When I walk onto a stage and start talking or presenting to people, the way that I'm thinking is this. These people have a problem. I am the solution, because I know the information that they need. And so instead of feeling rushed to deliver the information, just deliver it slowly. You feel as a newer DM, you've been trying to focus more on how you speak and communicate to players. Yes, that's it. Voice acting, you don't need to be a great voice actor to be a good DM. You need to be able to embody the world that the players are within. Yes, what is the bean soup theory? I saw someone in chat mention that these streams are just me explaining the bean soup theory, but I don't think I'm familiar with that. What is the bean soup theory? I would like to know. Do I voice act? Occasionally. I have partaken. This is a chance where I get to learn something. I'm very excited. You love the idea of me. Thank you, Rez. Appreciate that. Would I still entertain you if you were worms? Some of you maybe. A lot of times I'll make filler sound to indicate I'm thinking of a response so the person doesn't think I'm being quiet because I don't hear them. Mags, you can just say to someone straight up, give me a moment to think about that. That way they know that you are thinking about it. The bean soup theory, or the what about me effect, takes its name from an incident where a bean soup recipe that was meant to be nutrient-rich for iron deficiency went viral on TikTok, and a not insignificant number of comments including statements, but what if I don't like beans? Oh, I see where you're going with this. Right, I see this actually quite often online, especially with recipes. Is it the idea that people will read something that is just not designed for them, and their feedback will be, but how does this apply to me? Here's my recipe for bean soup, but what if I'm allergic to beans? I see it. It's one of those things where, and I've seen this quite often, people will be like, hey, here's a recipe for how to make cakes, and someone will comment in the recipe with something such as, hey, I replaced 3 or 4 of your ingredients with 3 or 4 of my own choice and it doesn't taste very good. And I'm like, yeah, that's because you've changed it from what it is. You're not doing the thing. This is not the recipe. What are you doing? So the bean soup theory, which is a lovely, lovely way of putting it, is effectively a way of saying, but what about me? Within context that honestly just shouldn't involve you at all. That is a lovely way of putting it. Thank you, Holly. That's a nice way of looking at that. We do find that. It's actually quite a popular thing to happen online. I will say something and someone will say, well, how does this affect me? First time watching a stream, I love your YouTube videos. Well, thank you very much. That's very kind of you. When Kellogg's strike happened in America and people boycotted Kellogg's, someone claimed it was ableist because they were the only cereal they were able to eat. There is a thing called the cult of me. I don't know if you ever heard of this phrase. The idea that everything must apply to everyone. And if something doesn't apply to that one person. So the bean soup theory is that people have to put their input even when it's not them. Do you believe there has been an increase in the general feeling of the cult of me? Everyone must give their opinion and thoughts and feelings on everything. Because I think there has been. Maybe it's just me, but I think there has been. And it's important that I give my opinions and my thoughts and my feelings on this. Bo Burnham very much exemplified it when he said that we have been raised to believe that everything we think and feel all the time matters. And we must immediately and always put our thoughts, feelings, and opinions on everything out into the world. Because we've been taught that the world cares, when honestly, it does not. And Nothing Special has an interesting view on this. You've said that you don't think it's actually changed, but because we spend more time online, we're just exposed to it more. That could also be just as true. Maybe there are just as many dumb people in the world and selfish people in the world now as there always have been, except we've now given all of those people global reach. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe we haven't actually changed. We're seeing what's there more. And you guys know that my general opinion is that humans live in societies that are far too big now. And we absolutely definitely should not have tribes that are as big as they are. I agree. Mitch, that's a great thing that we look at. Instant transmission. We are in a society, we're in a position now where anyone globally, almost anyone globally, can read something or be exposed to information or watch something or in some way be involved and straight away have that instinctual response, that kind of kickback, and they have the ability to let absolutely everyone know. If you ever want to see how desperate some people are for constant communication and validation, just go onto any local Facebook page. Have you guys ever been on a local Facebook page and you have seen the absolute inane, banal shit that people post all the time? That is what makes me worry about people. Small town Facebook pages are honestly fascinating in the worst way. Someone will comment about, is it bin day? And someone else will respond, oh, the council haven't replaced my bin for the last 5 weeks. And someone else will respond, it's because they're fixing the roads, hun. And someone else will respond, oh, I drove down the road and I saw this shop was closed. And someone else will comment this and that and the other. And it just goes on and on and on. It's just the most inane, useless, I have to put my 2 cents into it. It's an online pub. That is a great way of putting it. It is an online third space digital pub that everyone has to speak into. And no one's reading. No one's understanding. Everyone's just waiting for their chance to talk. Imagine the gossip. It happens. It truly does happen. The crazy thing is you can imagine the gossip. Giving every single person, or almost every single person on the planet, the ability to interact with almost every other person on the planet and give their opinion and their thoughts and their feelings on everything may have exposed people who were not ready for that level of communication. Here's what I'll do, guys. I'll ask you a question, because I want to check if I'm going crazy with this. Have you ever come across someone who you don't think they understand how the world works? Here's an example. Have you ever seen people on social media tag extremely rich or powerful or famous people as if they're going to read it? I have seen Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit posts tag extremely rich and incredibly famous and super powerful people in massive positions of authority, as if they're going to read the post and as if they're going to care. And part of me thinks, how small is your world that you think the person you're tagging is actually going to engage with this? I do not think Elon Musk is out there reading everyone's tagged Twitter posts. And yet, there will be people that continue to do it. which I think is honestly insane. Like, I've seen people in England put Facebook messages up on their own Facebook wall where they tag the Prime Minister. Do you think he's reading that? And I think, honestly, on some degree, I think these people are just lonely. And I think these people are just desperate. Because the first thing these messages always do is they explain who they are. They're like, you know, for the attention of tagged Prime Minister, I am this person, I voted for you in this, I did this, I have got this, I am doing this, I am involved in this, could you please do this? They're just ranting. The problem is when you scream into the void becomes an echo chamber, and because of the nature of echo chambers, the scream echoes back at you, and you begin to believe that other people are there as well. If you scream in an echo chamber, you just hear your own screams. If you stare into the void long enough, the void stares back, as they say. And if you scream into the void, it becomes just a big empty space of screams. The question is, do you believe this chat is an echo chamber?